Welcome everyone to Young at Heart. This is session number 55. I'm Father James DeLucio of the Paulists here in New York City in our rectory parlor. So let's get to it. Today's first Mother Goose rhyme is entitled Dear, Dear. Dear, dear, what can the matter be? Two old women got caught up in an apple tree. One came down, and the other stayed till Saturday. The Lion and the Unicorn. The lion and the unicorn were fighting for the crown. The lion beat the unicorn all about the town. Some gave them white bread, and some gave them brown, and some gave them plum cake, and sent them out of town. Well, as for me, I'd vote for the plum cake, wouldn't you? Now, there's a little historical background here. The commentary tells us that this kind of conflict imaged through a unicorn and a lion is legendary, and it is found in many, many countries. But particularly, it drives us to the land of England, where there was a popular tradition that the rhyme tells the story of the amalgamation of the Royal Army of Scotland with those of England when James I of England had been crowned, because James I of England had actually been James VI of Scotland. So the symbols of the two were joined together, but guess which one predominated? Well, the rhyme tells us so. And there you have it. Okay, next. This one is as timely and universal as anything could possibly be. Check the floors of your house, especially the corners under the baseboard. I have seen you, little mouse, running all about the house, through the hole your little eye in the wainscot peeping sly, hoping soon some crumbs to steal, to make quite a hearty meal. Look before you venture out, see if pussy is about. If she's gone, you'll quickly run to the larder for some fun. Round about the dishes creep, taking into each a peep, to choose the daintiest that's there. Spoiling things, you do not care. I'm sure there are other ways to read this. You play around with it. Look it up, The Little Mouse. Here's an odd one, too. The nut tree. I had a little nut tree, nothing would it bear but a silver nutmeg and a golden pear. The King of Spain's daughter came to see me, and it was all because of my little nut tree. I skipped over water, I danced over sea, and all the birds in the air couldn't catch me. That's pretty deep. I don't know what's going on in that poem. Maybe you know. If you do, please send me a comment. I've been bereft of comments and notes for months now. I certainly welcome you to send me a note. All right, one more. Now this one, if I could do, but it's so long since I've practiced a good Irish brogue that I'm not going to attempt it. But it is about an Irish lad, Brian O'Lynn. Now that in itself has a nice little brogue feel. Brian O'Lynn, or is that Scottish? Brian O'Lynn had no breeches to wear, so he bought him a sheepskin and made him a pair, with the skinny side out and the woolly side in. "Ah, this is warm," said Brian O'Lynn. Brian O'Lynn and his wife and wife's mother, they all went over a bridge together. The bridge was broken, and they all fell in. "Mischief take all," quoth Brian O'Lynn. Now that certainly seems like having a good attitude in a misfortunate situation, doesn't it? Mischief take all. So we know happily nobody was drowned. They seem to have survived well. And this little Irish poem reminds us how often that mother-in-laws move into their son-in-law's home to be with their daughters, his wife, and it still goes on to this very day. So, thank you all so much for joining me for session 55. Please leave a comment, a question, a rhyme. I'll be very happy to entertain you. I'm preparing some songs, but I'm still working on them, so we'll wait for another day or two for those. Thank you so much for joining me. Stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless. Bye, everyone.